This is going to be part 2 of the saga of the peach toilet roll. I'm just kidding. It's going to be part 2 of the saga of my dinky and corgi car collection that I inherited from my dad and 2 brothers, 2 uncles. I've had these since I was about 4 years old. Some of them have their boxes. There's a video on the channel elsewhere about those. I also did a video about unwrapping some of the ones that were not in their boxes, and that's what I'm going to be continuing with today. There are some here that are not in their boxes, but they do have their boxes, if that makes any sense. So we're just going to take a look. Some of the ones in this collection are ones I bought myself through the years, but the majority of them were my uncles and dads. So the first one we'll look at here, this one does actually have its box. An American car. This is a Studebaker Golden Hawk. It's some paint job on that, like a Spectra Flame gold colour. Corgi Toys, Studebaker Golden Hawk. Very nice. Now this next one, not part of the collection, this is a French dinky. So dinky toys were also made in France and latterly in Spain. This is one from the 1960s, Dinky Toys France. This is a Citroen Ami or 3CV. So it's got an opening bonnet. Just with the spare tyre, there is no engine detail there. These were based on the Citroen 2CV. They were intended to slot in the range between that car and the Citroen DS. I've actually wanted this one since I saw it in my book of toy cars. I'd never seen one before, I'd never seen a French dinky before. The models of cars that you couldn't really buy in the UK at the time. You could buy the real car, but they were quite rare. And it's got a tin plate base. Citroen 3CV, made in France. Again, this one's not part of the collection. This is quite an old one, this. Volkswagen, or Volkswagen Beetle as it's known to some. It's got the oval window. First one's had a split window, and then later ones had a slightly more square window there. The Beetle was one of these cars that managed to evolve every year, but the last one made still looked largely like the first one ever made. Tin plate base, Volkswagen, made in England. Right, next one. An unusual one we have here. This is a Ford Thunderbird. Now his driver's gone missing. It's a Bermuda taxi. Quite a strange one. The roof comes off to reveal quite a nice interior. It's a bit grubby over the years, but it's pretty nice. Captures the rear of it pretty well as well. And the front. Corgi Toys, Ford Thunderbird. The Corgis of this year all seem to have this kind of same shaped base plate. Really nice one, that actually. Let's put the roof back on. Quite an unusual one, that. And the next one we have here. This does have its box. This is a Lotus Elan with windows that go down. Also has an opening bonnet. Lotus twin cam engine there, quite well detailed. Now it's got tipping seats, but I don't really know why, because there's no backs, no rear passenger compartment. A nice wood effect dashboard on it. I like that. I've got a tiger in my tank. I think that was the Esso slogan. And you've got the nice badge Lotus Elan S2. There's the back there as well. Underneath, Corgi Toys Lotus Elan S2. And you can see the backbone chassis that's there in the real car as well. Really nice. Let's move on. The next one, this is one of my favourites. This has been repainted by me. It had already been repainted by my dad. It was repainted by me, not the best job. To be fair, I'm not solely responsible for some of that overpainting. So this is a Morris Mini Minors. This is a really early one. This is probably my dad's. No opening features with the Corgi's first issue. Later issues had things like opening bonnet, sunroofs, opening doors, badges. Became quite sophisticated towards the end before they moved to the 1/36 scale model, which is elsewhere on my channel. External door hinges there. I've painted the underneath black. It was all chipped and badly painted anyway, so I thought, well, I might as well make it black. Morris Mini Minor. Corgi Toys. Really nice little model of the Mini, this actually. Corgi did really well on this one. I like that Mini. Right, next. So remember in one of my other videos, there was a Citroen Safari. So this is the saloon version, which came first, Citroen DS19. For some reason the back wheels are a bit too far forward. The real car had a longer wheelbase. This would be one of my dad's. I think this has been repainted and then played with again. They've had a good life, and they've had a long retirement with me, and shall continue to do so. Nice side profile there of the Citroen DS, captures it really well. And it's got the rear lamps there well captured, and the little indicators. And the front, it's an early one. It's because it's French, it's the other way around. But this is a made in Great Britain one. Dinky Toys France made their own Citroen DS and it had an opening bonnet. Absolutely wonderful thing. I'd love to get one of them. Let's move on. What do we have next? Yes, this one does have its box, but just not here. So this is the once ubiquitous FX4 Aston taxi. This is an early 60s one, so it's got the smaller rear lights. Got a partition inside as well, you can just see that, it doesn't slide, but that's quite a cool feature. It's got the pig's ear indicators as well, which is an early one. Nice orange in the sign. Underneath, what does it say? It calls it an Aston London taxi cab, whereas the correct name would be an FX4. What's next? Talking of minis, this one's not part of the collection from my dad and brothers. This, along with the Hillman Imp in my other videos, was one of the first cars I ever got from a swap meet. This was restored, it does need new tyres, always has done. My mum repainted this one, it's got a bit chipped so far, but she did a really nice job of the wood on it. It's a Mini Traveller. This is earlier than the other Mini I showed you because this has tin plate base. In fact, the writing isn't even raised, it's etched. Morris Mini Traveller. I've actually got an Atlas reproduction one of these as well. Oh, made a nice job of that actually. Next. We've seen that one. What about this one in here? What's that? Yes, one of my favourites. One of my favourite 50s cars, quite an austere utility car. This is one of the first Hillman Huskies. I really like these ones. I used to have a saloon one as well that I bought myself at a swap meet, which was even older, didn't have windows, a dinky one. But I sold it. Should have kept it. It would have fitted well with the rest of this collection. Never mind, I've still got this one. This would have been my dad's. It's funny to think as well, these cars would have been played with and bought and played with when they were current. They just seem so old now. Really nice things to have. I like this. I really do like this one a lot. I've always liked this one. I like the colour. Very utilitarian. Oh, it's facing this way to the writing because it's an older one. Let's get it in the light. Corgi Toys, Hillman Husky. I really like that one. Here's another one. Now, my grandpa had a Triumph Herald. So again, this would have been my dad's. I think my dad learnt to drive in it as well. Now, this is a dinky. I'll see as well, look, they've actually, the font is actually, I don't know if that's what the Triumph Herald badge actually looked like, but it's nice how they've done that. Nice two-tone. An early one too with the round lights. It's not the sort of one with the eyebrows. Right, let's have a look at what else we have. Right. Now I've actually got another one of these as well in its box as a pickup truck. I think it's a Commer PB. Now these were based on Humber Hawk underpinnings, or Humber of some sort underpinnings. That's why they had that funny narrow track. There used to be millions of these about with the post office and telecom and goodness knows what else. I think they're latterly marketed as the Dodge Space Van. This is a police one. It used to have a light up thing. It's never worked in my ownership. Commer 3/4 ton chassis. Now this back bit's detachable to get the batteries in, but the truck that I've got as well just has a different back grafted on here. You also got a milk float version as well, and I think you got a whole set where the whole lot of them were interchangeable with each other, so you could mix and match and make hybrids. Pretty cool idea at the time. Right, and the last one we'll look at, these in good condition. These are quite valuable. These are dinky racing cars. There's a whole series of these. There was a Triumph one as well. I think this is an Aston Martin. This was my dad's. Nice, it's still got the driver too. Again, pretty good condition. Pretty robust, these cars. I don't think the Douglas is original. I think that's part of the same sticker set that was used to refurbish the Silver City Guy van. That's in my other video. Aston Martin, as I say, in good condition. These are actually worth quite a bit, and not in this condition. No, I don't think it'd be worth anything. I know I don't care about value anyway, but look at the really nice steering wheel as well. That's metal steering wheel. Very nice. Right, and that is the last of the collection. That's them all. Seen them all. So in future videos, I'm going to move on to other different parts of my collection. And these are the oldest, so whatever I show you after this, unless I buy something really old, they're going to be a bit more up to date than these. Thanks.